A year after our divorce, my ex-wife suddenly sent me a message saying, "We need to talk urgently," and my heartbeat raced instantly. I read her message multiple times, feeling both fear and curiosity about what might have happened in her life that I didn't know. Memories of the past flashed before my eyes, the joys and sorrows we shared, like a sudden movie playing in my mind. I picked up the phone but hesitated, wondering if I really wanted to be part of her life again. When we met to talk, there was a strange sorrow and regret in her eyes that touched my soul deeply. She started speaking, and every word felt like a heavy stone falling on my heart, expressing her shame for her mistakes. I remained silent, but with every moment, a tiny broken piece inside me grew, knowing that she was truly disappointed and alone. She told me how, while being alone, she kept thinking about what had happened to our love and how she could fix everything. I realized that some feelings were still alive deep in my heart, buried after the divorce, now resurfacing once again. After the conversation ended, we both remained silent, but tears welled up in my eyes that probably would never fully stop. Then she explained how often she had felt alone and missed us every single day. I felt that the pain she had been hiding now showed in her eyes for the world to see. She said that whenever she remembered me, an emptiness grew inside her heart. I noticed the scent of regret and remorse in every word she spoke, affecting me deeply. I comforted her, yet inside I wondered if we could ever truly get close again. She explained that our divorce taught her the value of life, and now she cherished every moment with care. I looked at her face, and every wrinkle and moisture in her eyes touched my soul. She said she wanted us to bring peace back into each other's lives, but she feared it might be impossible. I thought silently that true love never dies. People just drift apart due to their mistakes. We stayed silent for a long while, both immersed in our own thoughts, yet our hearts pulled toward each other. She told me how many nights she had stayed awake, drowning in my memories. I could feel the pain, so deep and real, that I could only sense it, not fix it. She cried and said that every time she thought of me, a hollow emptiness tore at her heart. I held her hand, feeling a strange peace, as if our love might still be alive. She said she wanted us to find peace in each other's lives, yet feared it might be too late. I thought to myself that love never truly dies. It only gets hidden by circumstances. We remained silent, but our heartbeats accelerated, yearning to be close again. She explained how she remembered every little happiness we shared, and how those moments stayed alive in her heart. I realized that perhaps our hearts still beat for each other, despite the divorce. She said that back then she didn't understand the value of our love, but now she saw everything clearly. I felt that perhaps even after all this time, our hearts still longed for each other. She kept saying that being apart made her understand life's worth, and now she valued every small moment. She cried and said that being alone had been unbearably painful. I hugged her, feeling an unexpected peace that maybe we were meant for each other after all. She said she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, but she feared that time had changed everything. I thought silently that true love never dies. Only circumstances make people drift away. We stayed quiet, but our heartbeats drew us closer with every passing second. She said she had thought of us every day, and every night she cried remembering our happiness. I realized her pain was real and intense, and I could only empathize with it. She said she wanted us to restore peace in each other's hearts, yet feared it might be impossible. I felt deep inside that some feelings buried after the divorce were now resurfacing once again. She cried, explaining how alone she had felt, and how she had thought about our love every moment. I stayed silent, yet every moment a little broken piece inside me grew, knowing she truly suffered. She told me how she had often wondered what happened to our love, and how she could fix it. I realized perhaps our hearts still beat for each other, despite the separation. She said that back then she hadn't understood the value of our love, but now she truly did. I thought quietly that love never dies. It only becomes hidden under life's hardships. We remained silent, but our heartbeats longed to connect once again. She told me she had often felt sadness in her life, and each time my memories broke her from inside. I told her that we are human, and life without mistakes is sometimes impossible. She cried, saying that whenever she remembered me, a hollow emptiness grew in her heart. I held her hand and felt a strange peace, sensing that our love might still be alive. She said she wanted us to bring peace to each other's lives again, but feared it might be too late. I thought quietly that true love never dies. People just drift apart due to mistakes. We stayed silent, yet our hearts yearned to reconnect. She said our divorce had taught her life's value, and now she cherished every moment. I looked at her face, and each line and tear touched my soul deeply. She said she wanted to bring peace back into our lives, but feared it might be impossible. I thought that though time separated us, the fragrance of our love still lingered between us. We gazed into each other's eyes for a long time, trying to understand everything without words. She told me how after the divorce, she had doubted her choices countless times and remembered me often. I realized that every word she spoke was heartfelt and full of regret. She cried, saying she never thought loneliness would be so painful. I hugged her, feeling a strange peace, thinking maybe we were meant for each other. She kept saying she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, but feared that time had changed everything. I thought silently that love never dies. Circumstances only keep people apart. We remained quiet, yet our hearts longed to reconnect. She said she remembered us every day and every night cried, remembering our joys. I realized that this reunion might be an important turning point in our lives. She said she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, yet feared time had changed everything. I thought quietly that this moment might be the start of a new beginning for us. We looked into each other's eyes for a long while, as if words were unnecessary. She explained how often she had doubted her life decisions and immersed herself in my memories. I felt that every word was filled with hidden love and regret. She cried, saying that loneliness had made her stronger, but she never forgot our love. I comforted her, thinking that true love never dies, it only gets hidden. We remained silent, yet our hearts beat faster, yearning to be close. She said she thought of us every day and every night, immersed herself in our memories. I felt that this meeting might be a turning point, bringing us close again. She said she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, yet feared things had changed. I thought silently that perhaps our love was still alive, and this moment gave us a chance for a new start. We remained silent, our heartbeats longing for each other. She explained how often she had doubted her choices and thought about me. I felt that every word was filled with hidden love and regret. She cried, saying loneliness had made her strong, yet she never forgot our love. I comforted her, thinking love never dies. Circumstances just create distance. We stayed quiet, but our hearts longed to reconnect. She said she thought of us daily and every night remembered our happiness. I realized this reunion could be a major turning point in our lives. She said she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, but feared time had changed everything. I thought silently that perhaps this moment was meant to give us a new beginning. We looked into each other's eyes, words unnecessary, hearts communicating silently. She told me how after the divorce she often doubted her decisions and immersed herself in memories of us. I felt every word carried hidden love and regret. She cried, saying loneliness strengthened her, but she never forgot our love. I comforted her, thinking that love never dies, just hides beneath life's hardships. We stayed silent, yet our hearts longed to be close. She said she remembered us every day and cried each night thinking of our happiness. I realized this meeting could be a crucial turning point, possibly bringing us closer again. She said she wanted us to understand each other's hearts again, yet feared time had changed everything. I thought quietly that this might be the start of a new chapter for us. We gazed silently into each other's eyes, words unnecessary. She explained how often she doubted her choices and thought of me. I felt every word was filled with hidden love and remorse. She cried, saying loneliness made her strong, yet she never forgot our love. I comforted her, thinking love never dies. Circumstances only create distance. We stayed silent, our hearts yearning to reconnect. She said she remembered us daily and cried nightly, thinking of our joys. I felt that this reunion could be an important turning point in our lives. She said she wanted to understand each other's hearts again, fearing that time had changed everything. I thought quietly that maybe this moment was meant to give us a fresh start. We gazed silently, hearts communicating without words. She told me how often she doubted her decisions and thought about me. I realized every word carried hidden love and regret. She cried, saying loneliness made her strong, yet she never forgot our love. I comforted her, thinking love never dies. Only circumstances drift people apart. We stayed silent, hearts yearning to reconnect. She said she thought of us every day and cried every night remembering our happiness. I realized this reunion might be the turning point bringing us closer again. She said she wanted to understand each other's hearts again, fearing time had changed everything. Suddenly, one day while leaving the house, an accident occurred, and she lost her life, turning everything upside down in a moment. I remained holding her memories in my hands, heartbroken and tearful, as love and sorrow remained alive forever in my heart.